Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to hold consultations. This follows the Israeli delegation's return from hostage deal talks in Doha, Qatar. Hamas officials have claimed that negotiations have failed. Khalil al-Kaya led the Hamas delegation in Cairo for updates. Israel accused Hamas of deviating from the American ceasefire proposal. On Friday, Hamas announced it would release Idan Alexander, an American-Israeli hostage. They also stated they would return the remains of 4 deceased American citizens. These include Omer Nutra, Itai Chen, Gadi Haggai, and Judy Weinstein Haggai. Israeli officials have confirmed the deaths of these 4 hostages. United States Special Envoy Steve Witkoff dismissed Hamas's offer. He warned that Hamas could no longer stall with ceasefire and hostage negotiations. Earlier on Saturday, Hamas officials told BBC Arabic that discussions had failed. Dr. Tariq Fahmy, a political science professor, commented on the situation. He suggested that fighting may not resume at the same intensity as before. Despite the lack of progress, he believes a return to war is unlikely. Reports have indicated that Israel is preparing for potential strikes after the ceasefire expires. The hostage situation has been a focal point in the conflict. The return of remains adds another layer of complexity. It is essential to note that the humanitarian aspect weighs heavily on negotiations. Public sentiment in Israel is closely tied to the fate of hostages. The involvement of the United States adds another dimension. Diplomatic efforts continue amidst the backdrop of conflict. The situation in Gaza is dire. Humanitarian needs are escalating. Aid organizations are calling for increased support. Access to essential services remains limited. The ceasefire provided a temporary reprieve. However, the underlying issues persist. The failure of talks marks the challenges ahead. Netanyahu's consultations come at a critical juncture. The failed talks tell the fragility of the situation. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza continues to escalate.